ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ. Welcome to the segment of Code Gurbani's a-sabad-a-day. The composition is in Rag Dev Gandhari, and the author is the fifth Nanak, Guru Arjan. The first couple of lines constitute the Rahau in this particular sabad, which is an instruction to dwell and contemplate on these two lines first. So let's recite those first. Dev Gandhari, the name of the rag. Man Har Kirat kar Sadhahun, Gavat sunat japat udhara, Baran a-sabad-a-day sabahun rahau. Man Har Kirat kari Sadhahun. Man. You could read this to mean either, it's addressing the mind one way or the other. It's either saying, oh my mind, call out, exert yourself, kirat, call out to the spirit, to the self, har, the essence of our existence, the source. Or it could also be read as my mind reaches out to the self through kirti. Kirti kar sadhahun, I call it. Kirti means literally to exert. And of course, kirtan for us in the Sikh community also means the singing out, the act of singing these hymns. And they are related because exertion in singing praises or hymns really means that one is trying to cultivate oneself with those qualities that are being sung about. And then the same point is emphasized in the second line of the Rahau. Gavat sunat japat udhara. Udhara. Udhara means, in a spiritual sense, it means to be saved, salvation. But in a more secular sense, in which I take it, it means, udhar means to transform yourself towards progress, evolution. You're evolving. And how so? Gavat sunat japat. Gavat again, to sing. Sunat, to hear. Japat, to realize. So this is calling for the cultivation and practice of virtue. Gavat is an expression. So through sunat japat and gavat, you make progress, you evolve. Sunat, of course, means to hear. So what are you hearing? You're hearing the instruction of the Guru. In real life, it means you're being attentive, you're being observant. Gavat, of course, that you're an embodiment of the qualities that the Guru is transmitting to you, that you're emulating divine virtues, and Gurbani is very clear about what they are. At bottom, it is all about ridding oneself of egoic pride, or to think that I'm an independent center of experience. So the Guru says this is the way to reach out to the self. And reach out to the self, the Har, we must. Because that is our authentic self, the essence. from which we, because of the ego, are fractured. Baran a-sabad-a-day Sadhahun. So the first line ends with Sadhahun, the second line ends with Sadhahun. So for everyone, this is the call to which we must respond. When he says everyone, he says Baran a-sabad-a-day, regardless of caste or status. The only way to become or to realize your authentic nature. What does that mean, to realize your authentic nature? It means functioning with the full mind, because we are just using a very small fragment of the mind called the ego, very limited. And so our responses are mistaken, and we get tangled up with the external world. If you recall, in the previous passage, the call was to become somewhat indifferent to the external world, because you need solitude and silence, that inner quietness, because that is the source, that is your creative source, and you need creativity at every moment to deal with life. So that was the Rahau, and this is a short verse. Then in the first of two verses after the Rahau, Jehte upajyo tahi samayo eh bid jani tab hoon, jahan jahan e dehi tari rehn na payo kab hoon. So tab hoon and kab hoon. Tab hoon means only when you understand the process, if you understand what this world is all about, that you will be able to realize the self. So you have to understand the external world. It says, Jehte upajyo tehi samayo eh bid jani. Understand that the process through which the individual being emerges and then re-emerges from where it comes and goes. Understand that in this process, jahan jahan e dehi tari rehn na payo, the body is not permanent. The spirit moves over and again, takes on bodies, but the body is, in other words, the physical world is fleeting. It's ever changing. That's the point. But behind the fleeting world is an unmoving, unchanging spirit, invisible, but it informs everything in the physical world. So this is what you have to realize. Gavat sunat japat. This is what you have to realize, japat. Then, sukh ayo pe param binase. Then, when you're emancipated from this illusion that things are permanent, that you will experience comfort. When you come to recognize that the spirit behind all of this is really eternal. What is moving is simply the physical world. That is when binase, param binase, this, not only the doubt or wrong knowledge, but also this wandering. Param is also this wandering, because that is an illusion that we suffer from. Because in a sense, nothing is coming and going. It is coming and going simply because we experience it in a three-dimensional world. and we take it to be real. Kaho Nanak mere pure manorath sadh sang taj lab ho. So Nanak says, my purpose is fulfilled. I have realized and understood this process. I am at peace. I have accomplished what I needed to in terms of realization, and I have taj labho, I have just given up looking for that eternal in things that are passing. Vaheguru Ji ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji ki Fateh.